What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Season 7, Episode 1. Let's get into Submit and Jenny. So they've been married now for 2 months. They're living in India. They moved from their old house to a new house, and they've moved completely on the other side of town because they're basically hiding from Submit's parents. So their big issue is that Jenny is okay with the parents because at this point the parents do not know that Sumit and Jenny actually got married. At the tell-all, that was like a really big deal that the parents were at the tell-all, but they refused to tell the parents that they had actually gotten married. So up until this point, the parents have no idea. So Jenny's okay with the parents not knowing at all. She's okay with that because it's peaceful for her if the parents don't know. Sumit, on the other hand, he's very worried that someone else might spill the beans to his parents, and his parents are going to have a very negative reaction if they end up finding out from someone else that they're actually married. So he wants to be the one to break the news to them. And I totally understand where Sumit is coming from. I think that with American culture, it's kind of like, you have the right to tell whoever you want to tell, whatever you want to tell them, whether it's your right to tell them, not tell them, it really doesn't matter, regardless if it's your parents or someone else. But in other cultures, this familial relationship, these familial ties are extremely strong. And how your people think of you, what your neighborhood thinks of you, what your community thinks of you, what your family thinks of you, it's a big deal to a lot of cultures in the world. It's not like how it is in America, where it's just, hey, they don't have the right to know. It's not their business to know. I can tell who I want to tell. It's not quite like that everywhere else. And so I understand where Submit is coming from with this need to kind of clear the air and let his parents know exactly what's going on. So what he plans to do is he plans for them to go to their old house, I guess, because they don't want their family to know. They don't want his family to know where they actually live. I'm not sure, but they want to go to their old house and have the meeting at the old house. So my other question is, do they own both houses? Like, how can you just go back to your prior residence and just, set up shop like you're still living there? It wasn't rented out or bought by someone else. I don't understand. So anyways, so they're frantically cleaning. Okay, here we go again with the whole cleaning thing because his mother is like a stickler for cleanliness and neatness. And so they're running around the day that the parents were supposed to show up, they're running around trying to clean everything. And I'm like, okay, you knew you wanted to tell your parents. You were in control of when you met with your parents. So why wouldn't you have already dealt with this earlier instead of, the day of, running around getting all sweaty and nasty, cleaning this whole entire house from top to bottom the day of? Y'all should have taken care of that like days before. So the family arrive. It's the mother, the father, the brother, and the brother's wife. So when they sit down, if looks could kill, my God, if looks could kill, the way that Jenny's mother-in-law looked at her, Jenny would have dropped dead if looks could kill, because she gave her like the stank eye of all stank eyes. So Jenny says that she's really hot, from being in the kitchen. And so the mother-in-law, anytime that the mother-in-law talks to Jenny, it's like always some type of like a little attack. So the mother-in-law says, "Oh, so you were hot just from making tea?" And then Jenny has to explain that she was in the kitchen all day. So then they say something to her and she responds. And I think Sumit's brother, says something to her and she responds in, I think they speak Hindi. I'm not sure. If they don't, please forgive me. But I think they speak Hindi. And then she responds in their language. And then they make fun of her for that, like how she responded. The mom says that it sounded like, you just push a button and it makes a noise. That's how she sounded. And then they make fun of her arms or her body. They say that she's gained weight and her arms have gotten fat. It was just like never ending, all the negative things that the mother-in-law, not they, but what the mother-in-law was saying. So Jenny wants Submit, because there's a moment where it's just like awkward silence. And so Jenny wants Submit to get down to it. Tell your parents what the hell you want to tell them so we can get on out of here. And he's not doing it. He's just taking his time. He's not saying anything at all. And I forgot to mention that before they met with the parents, when Submit first broke the news to Jenny that he wanted to tell his parents at their current home, he said that he didn't want Jenny to talk. He wanted to do all the talking because he understands, Jenny's going to say something, my mom's going to take it out of context, and it's going to go bad. So he doesn't want Jenny to talk. But here we are, the moment has come now for Submit to say what he needs to say to his parents, and he's not saying anything at all. So Jenny begins talking, and she starts saying, well, do you remember when we went to the park? And she's, talking to the mom and the dad. Do you remember when we went to the park that day and you had told me that you were going to support me and Submit's relationship and that we had your blessings to get married? And the mother was like, no. I never said that. I never said that it was okay for y'all to get married. Well, that's exactly what she said. So then the mother was like, you show me proof. Show me proof that I said that. She says, not even on my deathbed would I ever give you my blessings to get married. And when she said, show me proof, I was like, can somebody please roll the tape when she said that at the park? And of course she didn't mean it. It was not sincere. It was basically like reverse psychology. She was like, well, if I just go ahead and act like I support it, we're going to sit back and watch and see if they actually do it, because they probably won't do it knowing that I'm okay with it now, the whole getting married thing. So, but they took her up on her offer and they got married. And so the mother was like, no, I never said that. I never gave my consent. I never gave you any type of impression that I was okay with the two of you getting married. She got really dramatic with it. And so she completely denied it. And so Submit was like, you said that. You said that. Mom was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I never said that. And so Submit finally just blurts it out and says, well, we got married. And their mother-in-law his mother completely lost it, and she broke down crying. And the mother-in-law says, if you ever come to my house, I will insult you and throw you out. The mother was so broken. She was so broken. She was so devastated, so extremely devastated when Submit told his family that they got married. And I know that to them, it's like, this is final. This is it. And then later on, well, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I think it was a preview, so we'll save that for later. Yeah. So the mother was completely broken, absolutely broken. And I want to say that the mother, the family just needs to understand that, hey, this is just how it is. Your son loves this woman. Can you just please accept it? Let's just move on. But I kind of understand this culture. Like, you have certain expectations for your son. You want him to marry a woman that can bear children for him. And, you have this vision, and maybe it's in American culture too. So I hate to say this because it's probably very unpopular to think this way, but I understand why the mom is as hurt as she is. But then on the other hand, I also understand, the fact that Submit and Jenny, love each other and they really want to be together, and they should have the right to do that as well. You should have the right to be with who you want to be with. And the reason why I do this when I say love each other is because I know Jenny loves him. Y'all, I am still on the fence with Submit. I don't give a damn that they're already married. I don't care. I am still on the fence about Submit. I am still looking at him side eye because I'm not 100% sold that he's like head over heels deeply in love with Jenny. I'm just not completely sold on it. But let me say no more. Moving on to Shaida and Bilal. They've been married now for 7 weeks. So where they're at now is Shaida is still very hung up on the meeting that she had with Bilal's ex-wife. 7 weeks later, it is still bothering her that this woman came into her house and basically demanded her to sign this prenup because she doesn't want any money taken away from her children. She doesn't want Shaida to have taking her children's money away. So Shaida is still hung up on that. And so she wants to deal with this. And so Bilal is more like, you know what, just let it go. It's no big deal. We're still going to do what we need to do as a couple. Don't worry about what she said and what she wants. We're still going to handle our business our way. Shaida cannot let it go. She wants to meet with the ex-wife. So that is where we're at. So Shaida says that she is not the second wife. She is the wife. I didn't understand that. facts are facts. You're the second wife, Shaida. I adore you, Shaida. I like you, but you're still the second wife. He had a first wife and you're the second wife. You can be the second wife and the wife, but you're still the second wife. So she's like, she wants to address the ex-wife, like I said before. And she says, I didn't come all the way to the U.S. to have my peace of mind disturbed. And she says, I don't want no baby mama drama. And Bilal looks at her and he's like, aren't you the supportive wife? I don't know. Bilal is in a really tough situation. He's in a very tough situation. I feel like, in my personal opinion, I think that Shaida should let it go. The ex-wife said what she said. You didn't like it. You didn't like how she said it. She came across very aggressive. She came across making all kinds of assumptions about someone that she doesn't even know. She should not have assumed that Shaida was going to be a gold digger, that Shaida is after Bilal's money, that Shaida doesn't want the children's legacy protected. She should not have assumed that, because you don't know Shaida. And so, of course, I side with Shaida as far as like the way that the ex-wife approached her was wrong. It was too strong. It was too aggressive. I side with Shaida on that. The lady was completely out of pocket. That conversation should have been had with Bilal. That is his money. He can arrange his money and how it should be distributed or dispersed any way that he wants. That's his money. So you go to the source, ex-wife. You go to Bilal and you address this with Bilal on what you think he should do with his money regarding the children that y'all have together. That's not a Shaida issue. That's a Bilal issue. So you went to the wrong person. You were just trying to throw your weight around. You were just trying to sort of like threaten Shaida, kind of like, hey, you might be his wife or whatever the hell you want to think that you are, but my children will always be number one. That money that you think is going to come to you if something happens, it's not. It's going to my kids. I understand that, no, I don't understand. The ex-wife was just trying to like bulldoze her way around. She was feeling some kind of way, evidently. She was definitely feeling some kind of way. If Shaida gets Bilal's money, it's not because of Shaida, it's because of Bilal. Okay, he didn't set up his will properly. He didn't set up his estate properly or his trust fund properly, or he didn't set it up at all. That's a Bilal issue. It's not a Shaida issue. So the ex-wife coming to Shaida like that, absolutely 1,000% wrong. Moving on to Kim and Usman. Why are these people here? Why am I looking at Kim and Usman on my television screen on a show called Happily Ever After? They are not even married. They should be on 90 Day Fiance, part 2 or whatever the hell. Not Happily Ever After. Happily Ever After implies that somebody got married. Maybe they did get married in this season. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself. So Kimberly meets up with her two friends, and they talk about the fact that she had gone to Nigeria. She said that Usman invited her to Nigeria. Now, when you said that Usman invited you to Nigeria, does that mean he paid for the ticket? Because otherwise, that is not an invitation if you have to pay for your own ticket. Him inviting you means that he sent you the tickets, or he paid for the tickets, or whatever for you. Anyways, moving on. It's already starting off with a whole bunch of foolishness. So she says that when she went to Nigeria, he treated her like an absolute queen. Of course, you would say that because there's no footage of that, so it's easy for you to say that. She said that what's his name? Usman treated her like an absolute queen over there. And so she meets up with her two friends, talk about Nigeria, and she talks about how she gotten her teeth whitened, because we did see footage of that, of her at the dentist office getting her teeth whitened. And she tells her friends that the reason why she got her teeth whitened was because Usman had made a comment that her teeth were yellow. That is so rude. That is so rude. That is absolutely rude. I don't know how you can relate to someone that they need to fix their teeth or whatever without being rude. I don't know how that can be done unless you kind of want to make it look like a couple's thing. It's like, hey, babe, I got this really great dentist package where we can both get our teeth whitened, and I got a really good deal on it. Do you want to, let's go and do that. Maybe that'd be the only way, but I cannot imagine telling someone, even someone that that I love, someone that's close to me, you know what, your teeth are yellow as hell. You look like you just, made out of sticks of butter or something. Do you want to go get your, have you ever considered getting your teeth whitened? I cannot imagine telling someone that. To me, that's just rude. That's just absolutely rude. But she, she took him up on that offer, and she went and got her teeth. Did he pay for that? Kim, did he pay for that? So Usman has invited her back to Nigeria to meet his family, and Kim says she's going to propose to him. And of course, her friends are like, "You're going to do what? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah." Then they talk about how she wants to, she's okay with Usman having a second wife for the purpose of having a child because she can't bear him any children. So Kim says it's okay with her if he takes on a second wife. Okay, the friends are like, "Oh my God, Kim, how could you do that?" So they're asking her a whole bunch of questions. She feels like that they're interrogating her, that they're questioning her. So she gets up and she walks away from her friends, whatever. She comes back and she says that because she's going to be the first wife, she's going to be entitled. There's like a hierarchy, I guess. And so since she's going to be the first wife, she's going to be entitled to have certain perks, certain benefits. What perks? What benefits? What the hell does Usman have? What does he have? What is he going to give you besides a hard time? What is he going to give you? What perks and benefits does he have when every time that you've met up with this man, he's given you absolutely nothing? No gifts, no card, no nothing. The one time that he did give you something, I take that back. It was some flowers that he pulled from the ground when he had gotten off the plane to meet you for the first time. So the last time that I reviewed Kim and Usman, I think it was 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I think that's what they were on. It was very stressful. It was extremely stressful not interviewing, reviewing this couple because it's just a bunch of foolishness. And it's hard to seriously have a conversation about things that are so stupid and foolish because I feel foolish for even talking about it, for even addressing these things. So I don't know how I'm going to make it this season. I just have no idea how I'm going to make it this season. When it's already starting off with her wanting to propose to him, her saying it's okay for him to have a second baby, or to have a second wife so that he can have children, not seeing at all that he's just using you for your money so that he can be with the woman that he really wants to be with that's going to end up having his baby. You don't see it that way at all, or whatever. Anyways, it's already starting off bad. Andrea and Elizabeth. Okay, so Andrea and Elizabeth, what am I going to say about them? I feel like these people have been on this show way too damn long. Their child is about to be 2 years old. They've been married for 4 years. Like, what else is there to see about Andrea and Elizabeth that we haven't already seen? Andrea, Andre, I keep on calling him Andrea. Andre has a very bad temper. He snaps at Elizabeth for no reason. There was a scene where her father came over to look at their new house. So Andre and Elizabeth have bought a new house. I'm calling him Andre. Andre and Elizabeth have bought a new house, and her father was coming over to see the home. And so they talk about how Elizabeth now wants to be a singer. And Andre was talking about a studio, building a studio for her, or turning one of the rooms in the home into a studio, and then something about a second child. So the father was like, "Hold up, what are you talking about, a second child?" And so I don't know if, I think Elizabeth in real life, I think she is pregnant in real life. I don't know. So he's like, "What are you talking about, a second child?" And so Elizabeth got upset that Andre mentioned the second child. I don't know. I don't know if she's actually pregnant at this moment or not, but she got upset about it. And so she was like, "Andre, can you please stop talking," or whatever she said to him. And then he got really angry and he just snapped back at her. And when he gets angry, his temper, he talks so loud and so aggressively. It's like scary. It's really scary. But people say that Elizabeth puts him in his place. That it still works. These people are still good together because she knows how to put him in his place. He'll shout and he'll yell and scream and cuss her out, but then she knows how to, calm him down and put him back in his place, I guess. But it makes me uncomfortable every time that he's like barking at her. And I'm surprised that her dad wasn't like, "Wait a minute, Andre, can you relax?" But maybe they're so used to it that they don't even really notice it, that, he's like verbally abusive to her. Moving on. So Elizabeth wants to sing, y'all. She wants to be a singer. What the hell does that look like? What does that look like, Elizabeth? Do you want to be like a Taylor Swift type of like what are we talking about? Are you going to be singing and dancing on stage, or you just is this pop music, country, R&B? What are we doing, Elizabeth? What is this? You're going to be singing and dancing on somebody's stage for real? Anyways, later on, she meets up with her mom and her sisters. The discussion is about their brother Charlie. So, Charlie, the sisters have distanced themselves from their brother because they're all in agreement that Charlie has a drinking problem, a pretty bad drinking problem. And so they don't want to be anywhere near him until he gets help. So the mother is very like she's not really acknowledging the problem that her son has. She thinks that the girls are over exaggerating about Charlie's drinking. Um, so the mother doesn't understand. The mother's like, I don't understand why y'all don't want to be around your brother. And they're like, Mom, he's got a problem. He has a drinking problem. And we don't want nothing to do with him until he gets help. And so because the mom was like in such denial, one of the sisters got kind of loud with the mom, like, Mom, don't you understand? We don't want to be around him. And so the mother was like, well, it seems to me like you have an anger problem. Anyways, so the mom was her birthday's coming up and she wants all of her children together. And the sisters are like, no, 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 no. We're not going to be anywhere near this man until he gets help for his drinking problem. So that is where we're at. One more thing about Elizabeth singing. She said that she wants to be a singer. And she says that now she's at the point where she's able to do whatever she wants. And so she's choosing to start a singing career. And she says that she wants to be able to sing so that she's not so stressed out. And this may affect her baby. Elizabeth, if you want to sing, just sing. Don't use your baby as an excuse of why you should start some singing career. Don't use your child as an excuse. If you want to sing, just go out there and sing, girl. Don't be like, well, I have to sing because I'm so stressed out, and if I don't get to sing, all my stress is going to affect my baby. If you want to go out there and be a singer, just go be a singer. I cannot wait to see this. Jovi and Yara. Okay, so Jovi and Yara, they've been married now for 2 years. Little Mila is 17 months old. And so their biggest thing in this particular episode was Jovi was not really happy about Yara going out with her friends. So she's gotten dressed, she's looking really nice and pretty, and she's about to, go out and hang out with her friends. Jovi's upset about that because he also wants to be able to spend time. He also wants to be able to go out and hang out with his friends and do whatever. And Jovi said that if anything, they should be able to go out together, get a babysitter, and they should be able to go out together. So he's really, salty about her just hanging out with her friends, whatever. And so I feel like it depends on what you're doing. If you're going out to dinner with your girls, fine. But if you're going out clubbing or you're going to a lounge and you're drinking and, there's like the kind of places where single people like to go, yeah, then that's an issue. You're a married woman, you're a mom. I don't think so. But if you're just going to go out to eat and have dinner with your friends, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not out all night. And this goes both ways for Yara and for Jovi. You can't be hanging out like you're single, like going to the clubs or whatever. No, you can't do that when you're married and you have a kid. Out to dinner, a couple of drinks with the guys, go watch a game, fine. Go out with your girlfriends, out to dinner, come home, fine. But the other stuff that you used to do when you were single, no. Anyways, moving on. So she's out with her friends and, she tells her friends that, Jovi has her location. And her friends were like, oh, that's not normal. I kind of agree. It's not normal in the sense of if you're doing that because you need to check up on your partner. Like, what are they doing? Where are they at? If it's for safety reasons, maybe. But you don't really need that either for I don't know. You don't need, whatever. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't live like that, so I don't understand this whole thing about I gotta know your location. Are you doing it because you think that they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or are you doing that because you just you want them to be safe? If anything should happen, you can tell the police where you're located. I don't understand. So it just depends. I don't understand that. So the friends say that Yara is out of Jovi's league and that he's not that attractive and she can have any man she wants. Why would she want to be with Jovi? Look, the heart wants whatever the hell the heart wants. She wanted Jovi. That's what she wanted. That's where her heart led her to. Leave her alone. Yara then talks about getting breast augmentation surgery because she says after having the baby, her body changed, her boobs changed. They look really tired, she said. And so she wants to get a, breast augmentation. Your body, do whatever the hell you want to do. Now, what kind of bothered me was when she said that Jovi told her that her boobs didn't look good. Jovi, you lost about 1,000 points with that. How dare you tell your beautiful wife that any part of her doesn't look good? And especially if her body has changed because she was carrying your child and her body is providing nourishment for your child. How dare you, Jovi? What the hell is your problem? That is absolutely unacceptable. Her body changed because it was carrying and nourishing your child. If anything, it's more beautiful now than it ever was because you know exactly what made her body like that, what made her body that way. It was for the benefit of your baby. How dare you? That's awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. You're ridiculous, Jovi. Moving on. Oh, that's the end, y'all. Thank you, Jesus. That is the end of that. Oh my God. When it comes to Big Ed, I don't know what I'm going to do because the last time that I saw Big Ed, he was traveling to the Philippines to go see that Filipino girl. I forgot what her name was. That's the last time I saw Big Ed. I don't watch 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life or whatever, so I don't know what the hell's been going on with Big Ed ever since him and the Filipino girl broke up. I have no idea. But the little previews, the little snippets that I've seen of Big Ed, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So that's some more foolishness that I'm going to have to deal with. Thank you so much for making it to this, to the end of my review. I really do appreciate it, y'all. It is so late. I need to get out of here. But I got one more review to do. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Every view, every click, every like, every dislike, every comment, every show of support, love, appreciation, y'all, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. And if you like this content, please subscribe. And I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.